What's poppin'? Top of the afternoon. Another beautiful day in Southern California. It's a little overcasty outside, so we're in the garage. Um, we're working on the EF actually today. We're gonna start working on this firewall that we're doing. I'm not cutting the old firewall out, so I'm trying to go with a very thin metal that's weldable and also finessable because there's a couple bends that I have to do on it. So that's kind of important. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into that. Okay, so as you guys seen before, I made like a template setup. So what I'm gonna do right now is just take some paper and kind of tidy up where I want to tidy up, which is like right around that thing. Um, and right there, kind of right there, that little section there. So I want to kind of do that. I'll do paper and then I'll transform this to a piece of metal here, which is 18 gauge. And this is stainless. So I went with stainless just because, strictly because I'm going to use stainless furrows for this. So I want to be able to bead that in pretty nice. And plus, I have to get around here with the torch, so I'm going to be throwing it on the finger trigger, and then I'm going to pulse it because I'm not that good of a welder to kind of do that. Plus, we got this plate here that I already cut up for this to re-put that back from the superchargers cut. And then we're going to probably see if we can get that in there today. So let's rock it. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is grab some paper here, and then cut the paper, grab my handy dandy scissors, and then kind of also the tape, because we'll need that. So we got masking tape, check, scissors, check, paper. So pretty much what I'm gonna be doing. So I got the killer chiller here, and I decided that I want to mount this back here. Just because it'll be strictly out of the way. Um, just depending on the bracket, I think I can go this far. Actually, it'll face this way. So it will face this way. Um, so I think that's going to work. But I do have to, when I transfer it to metal, I do have to follow this contour where it bends down like this. So, because the motor mount obviously hits it. But being that it's cardboard, it's just a little harder to flex with. Plus, I got a hump in the actual firewall itself, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that yet. If I'm gonna beat it, or I'll decide how good this looks. If this looks good to me, then I'll decide if I'm gonna hammer it in to get it flush, so this can allow it to go in because it's like hitting right here. So alrighty, so got my extras done. Um, try to do this down low so it's as straight as possible. And then I'll go ahead and trace this. And then I have some marks where I need to finesse and go a little bit in. So let me grab a Sharpie and then get right back. All right. So got my Sharpie here. This is going to be a little hard to trace and finesse. And then I plan to weld as much as I can, and then I'll seam seal it and then fill it in nice and, you know, This cardboard's not hard to trace at all. This actually traces pretty good. And then when I cut this, I'll make sure I cut over. I'd rather cut over and then just snip away what I need to. 18 gauge, I got some nice 10 snips that you could just snip on away, you know what I mean? So this spot for sure is tricky. Okay. So we do need to trim this a little bit. And okay, we got the template out of here. Couple spots here. Couple spots, and this actually needs to go. Where the hell's my level at? Pretty sure my son didn't put it back as usual. Oh, he did. Put it back. Okay, watch out, Mal. Maui, watch out. So this needs to go like that. Okay. So, Maui, come on, dude. Now, how do we cut this? Okay, so this 18 gauge stuff is pretty easy to cut with these snips, so I think I'll just do this and send it. Watch out, Mel. It is very easy. I got Maui in here in the way as usual. Doing what? She's supervising. Making sure I don't cut myself. Which I should probably would be wearing gloves with this. And shoes. But that's just not logical. So now I cannot undercut this. I mean, the bad thing is I got this out of the scrap pile at Patents. They always have good stuff there, just ready to go to the trash if you don't come by it. Okay, I'm gonna put gloves on now because we're starting to get around the edge. That's just not smart. Alrighty, so we got that all cut up, all perfect how I want it. Little gap there. I think I could fill that in. I really don't know yet. It's not really bothering me there, especially being that there'll be two pipes above it, so it'll be something like that, and then this 2.5 will go down lower. So don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. I'm waiting for the stainless ferrules to come so I can do that, but I did get I bought a pipe hole saw kit that has the
those tokens were
the
sent
correct
to the wallet. Make
diameter
that video
for
for
the
you. And
pipe.
I'm sure, I mean, there's other
So if I could
creators
slip
talking.
that pipe in
There's
there
other
nice and
creators
neat,
talking more specifically about
I
the
should be able
Chronos
to though
metaverse as well,
weld
and
it
the
from the
rules of this
inside,
comparing.
and
But
then from
I think
there
we have a
I'll
good
drill
chance.
through,
I see
shove it
some
to,
of the
and then
crypto
weld the ferrule right
stats
to it. So that's
workers
the
are
game
showing
plan.
going
Again,
into
I'm
other
winging it as a
platforms.
motherfucker.
And you may
So
have seen them. I've
I
tried
do
to
not
talk
know
to
if
them
this is gonna
too.
work
I
yet.
talked to some of the managers
This is
as
gonna
well.
work,
They
but
sent
I
to
don't know
myself and said,
how I'm
hey,
gonna do
Moscow
this yet.
Ramos, I own this
But I'll
channel
decide
here.
that
I'm
once
doing my job, right?
I
These
get the
people sometimes
firewall
when I do
done.
things right, I'm trying to do the
Two
best.
things that I do
just
have
to
an issue
pray,
with.
see where
This
we
is
go
a
with that
Canadian
video.
model,
But it's not that
so
we
the
have
VIN number is down low on the firewall. Most of the Japan ones are like right here. So that's a big problem. Covering the VIN, I mean, I really don't. I mean, you can't pop my hood unless you got a search warrant. So I'm not really not worried about that. Sorry, I'm watching stocks here, but I'm really not too concerned about that. I do have the VIN on the door and on the dashboard, but I don't want this to be an issue if ever an issue came up. So what I think I'm gonna do is, since I have flush, there will be nothing there. I think I'm gonna make me a sick billet plate to cover. And then once I spot weld this up, I got the VIN number marked how wide it is. I'll maybe do a little rectangle cut and then do some riv certs and then have a little billet cover that covers that just in case. Because that would really suck to do all this and then something comes up and they want to see that, you know what I mean? So we'll try to avoid any situations that can arise randomly. But let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think that's a good idea? My boy told me just restamp it up here. I'm like, I mean, it'll be legit just because it has the two pins that they line up with. That's how they normally stamp it. They have like a two pin deal that goes there, and then it just hits it all together. So yeah, that's that. I don't know what we're gonna do about that yet. So right now we're gonna put this on pause until my buddy from the DMV gets here, and then my buddy that's a cop, I'm gonna have him check it out and then give me his recommendations on what he thinks I should do. I'm already full stroke it, so I don't really give a fuck. I mean, I'll just weld it on up, but I'd hate to tear up a nice good engine bay because I plan to do this one last time. This is it, so I don't want to keep redoing this thing, man, over and over. But check out that fitment. Sorry for the jibber jabber. Just wanted to get you guys' perspective on that. Came out pretty clean. I did have to take it off and on and off and on, as you guys seen, to trim it up to my liking. And then what I'll do is I'll just be running a bead all the way there, all the way down. I can't get into certain of these spots, but I'll make sure I get this little bottom spot, this spot, and then we'll tuck this as far back as we possibly can, get that little section. We'll obviously be able to get that section, so not worried about that. I do want to pull the car out and hit the Tiger grip on all the paint, so I'm not dusting my garage out. But yeah, just a little update, man. I wanted to keep you guys posted. We are working, we are grinding. Motor again is ready, so we're full locked and loaded and ready to go. Okay, I did get the motor temped in there so I can do this cold side, which is freaking tight, man. I mean, just this little section where I did this 45, if I would have just went straight right here, it wouldn't have worked. So built me a little bracket there, so it's nice and tight. Got a flex coupler there just in case, but these all allow it to flex a little bit, so I'm not really concerned about that. I do got to take the two transitions. Got to take this one and sandblast it. Sandblast this one because this is the one that goes into the intercooler. So got to sandblast both of those so I can weld up. But yeah, past that, we're ready to rock, man. Strip her down real quick. once I get the engine bay done, I'm not really concerned about that. The body is freaking spotless. I mean, it's clean. The only thing that's killing me is this paint was done like 9 years ago. We painted it myself, me and my buddy in the garage, and it's seen better days. So it's got a lot of chips. This side is the beauty side. The other side is just, man, the other side is horrible, which I got it covered up, thank God. So yeah, the main concern was paint the engine bay, but since I was at it, I was like, man, I might as well just paint the whole car. I want to get rid of like the black moldings, because as you guys seen, I added the custom carbon side skirts, custom rear lip. I got these carbon, these right here. I got the gas door carbon, so I want to get rid of as much black as I possibly can, just so we can suit the carbon better, and then go from there, man. So thank you guys for watching this. Not much progress, but I'm pretty sure a lot of guys had this in mind. One guy did this back in the Honda Forum days, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. And I just always fell in love with it. And I have nothing on the firewall, so I was like, man, this is like the perfect candidate for a shaved firewall. And so we're gonna do it. I'm going to relocate the catch can. I really haven't figured out when yet. I'll do that once the motor's in. But I obviously relocated the air to water under the dashboard, so things are going to be on the clean side of the engine bay. So got some obligations to do with a couple magazines and shoots and stuff like that. So I need to make sure she's up to par, up to my liking at least. So yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next one. We out.